Hello children, welcome back again for our next online session of mathematics. And today children, we are going to start with our new topic, that is chapter number 6, square and square roots. So children, I know you are familiar with the word squares, right? When the number is multiplied by itself, the product is said the square of that number, right? So in this chapter, we are going to learn few more things regarding the square and square roots, the different ways to find the square roots, different ways to find the square, and lot of things. Okay, so let us proceed with our today's session. So this is a chart of a perfect squares from the number 1 to 30 children. I would suggest learn by heart this squares from number 1 to 30 at least. It will be very useful in the further chapters. So it will be my suggestion that please by heart this chart. Okay, so number 1 to 30 you should by heart the squares. So let us now let me brief you about some properties of square numbers, children. Now let me tell you one thing. These properties you are not going to memorize. This is only for your understanding and knowledge. So no need to by heart or no need to memorize these properties. So you can see here a few numbers and their squares are there from 1 to 20. Now if we observe, so if you observe the units place of the square numbers, children, you will see that the numbers are 0, either 1, either 4, either 5, either 6 or either 9. So the digit at units place of any number is 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 or 9. So this is the property square of any number. The unit digit, the units place, the digit will be either 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 or 9. So this is the first property. Now next property is when you see these numbers 10, 30, 50, 100, 500, 1000, square of the numbers if you observe, when there is 1 0 in the number, its square there will be 2 zeros. If there are 2 zeros in the number, its square there will be 4 zeros. That is, the number is doubled. The zeros are doubled, right children? So this is one property of the square numbers. So now no square number can have odd number of zeros. There will be always even number of zeros. So if there is 1 0 in the number, its square will have 2 zeros. If the number is having 3 zeros, its square will have 6 zeros. So you can also observe that the square number always have an even number of zeros at the end. So this was one property. Now next one is, you can see here numbers 1, 9, 11, 19 and 21. So at the units place, if you see, either the numbers are having at the units place number 1 or number 9. So you can observe that the squares, if a number is having 1 or 9 at its units place, then its square always ends with 1. You can see here numbers are having either 1 or 9 in its units place, children. Hence the square of the number is always ending with the number 1 at its units place. So this was one more property. Now if you see here, the numbers are 5, 15, 25, 35, 45. Now if the numbers are having 5 at its units place, its square will always end with number 25. So this is one more property, children. If a 2 or more digit number has 5 at its units place, then its square always ends with 25. Now here again the number is 4, 6, 14, 16. And if you observe the squares over here, children, it is always ending with 6. So when a square number ends in 6, the number whose square it is will always have either 4 or either 6 in its units place. That means if the number is having 4 or 6 in its unit place, its square always ends with 6 in its units place. So these were some properties of the squares, children. Now based on these properties, we have exercise 6.1. But as guidelines by the CBSE, we are going to delete 30% of the syllabus, children. So in this chapter, we will be deleting 6.1 exercise. So please note, these are the important points. These properties of square numbers are only for your understanding and knowledge. Based on these properties, exercise 6.1 is deleted, children. No questions from this exercise 6.1 will be asked in the exam. So I hope you all understood what I want to say. So let us proceed now. Very important exercise are yet to come, children. So we will start with our next topic, that is finding the square of a number. So in that we will see first finding squares using identity, and second one is very important, children, that is Pythagorean triplet. So finding squares using identities, you have already learned the identities. So here you going to use a very basic identity. You all are very familiar, that is a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now how to use this identity for finding the square of any number? Let's see that. Now exercise 6.2, in that question number 1, first one, children, pay your attention here. Now 32 square, they have given a number, find the square of 32. So here, children, first of all we will substitute 32 as 30 plus 2. You can see here 32 we have written it as 30 plus 2. So now it is in the form of a plus b whole square. If you observe this, it is in the form of a plus b whole square. Now you can write there use identity. A plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. So now we are going to substitute the values of a and b in the identity. So it will be a square, that is 30 square, plus 2 into 30 into 2, that is 2ab, plus b square, that is 2 square. 1 minute, children. Yeah, it is 2 square. So it is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now we have to just find the values of that. 30 square will be equal to 900. 2 into 30 into 2 is 120. 2 square is equal to 4, and 900 plus 120 plus 4 is nothing but 1024. I hope this is clear, children. Very easy. Given number, you have to bring it in the form of a plus b whole square. And then just substitute the values of a and b in the identity and find the answer. Let us see one more. This is the second one. 35 square is given, children. What we can write is 30 plus 5. For 35, we will write 30 plus 5 and whole square as it is, which is nothing but equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Here a value is 30, b value is 5. So 30 square plus 2 into 30 into 5 plus 5 square. So let us find out. 30 square will be again 900, plus 2 into 30 into 5 is 300, plus 5 square is 25. So 900 plus 300 plus 25 is equal to 1250. 25. I hope this is clear, children. Once again I'll repeat, whichever number is given, bring that in the form of a plus b whole square and just substitute the value in the identity. Use the identity. Let us see quickly one more example. Third one, 86 square. Now 86 square can be written as 80 plus 6 whole square. And we have to just now bring it in the form of a square plus 2ab plus b square. So it is 80 square plus 2 into 80 into 6 plus 6 square, which is nothing but equal to 1600 plus 960 plus 36, which is equal to again 7386. So this was very easy, children, right? One more is remaining. Few bits are remaining that you can do as a homework. Try by your own. Okay. Now let us move to our next topic, that is Pythagorean triplets. This is very important topic, children. Everybody knows the Pythagoras theorem, right? The hypotenuse side here, if you see, there is a right angle triangle, A, side A, B and C. So hypotenuse side is C, which is known as the longest side of a right angle triangle, right? And we know that A square plus B square is equal to C square. That is, sum of the squares of the two smaller positive integers is equal to the square of the largest positive integer. Right, children? So using this Plato's formula, so Plato has provided us with some awesome idea to find out the Pythagorean triplets. So according to him, 2m square, where m is an integer, positive integer. So 2m square plus m square minus 1 whole square is equal to m square plus 1 whole bracket square. So using this, now we come to know that 2m, m square plus 1 and m square minus 1 forms a Pythagorean triplet. This is very important, children, to understand. Again I'll repeat, 2m, m square plus 1 and m square minus 1 forms a Pythagorean triplet. Now how to use this and find out when one member of a triplet is given to you, how to find out the other two numbers, let us see. So this is exercise 6.2, question number 2. Write a Pythagoras triplet when one number or whose one number is given. So these are the few given sums which we have to solve. So first one is 6. The one member of the triplet is given to us 6. So how to find out? Pay your attention here, children. First we will mention that these there are three numbers, 2m, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1 in a Pythagorean triplet. Now we will substitute 2m is equal to 6. We will equate 2m with the given member, that is equal to 6. So 2m is equal to 6. Now find out the value of m, that is we will transpose this 2 to the other side. This is like an equation, children, and you have already learned how to find out the value of the variable. So if I transpose this 6, it will become 6 upon 2, right? And 6 upon 2 is equal to 3. So m is equal to 3. Now therefore, once you get the value of m, children, you are just going to substitute the value of m in other two numbers which you have. That is, second number is equal to m square minus 1, which is equal to, now m square will be 3 square. I am just substituting the value of m is equal to 3. So 3 square minus 1 is equal to 9 minus 1. 3 square is 9. So 9 minus 1 is equal to 8. So you got our second number, that is 8. Similarly, third number is m square plus 1, which is equal to 3 square plus 1, which is 9 plus 1, which is nothing but 10. So hence we got our Pythagorean triplet, that is 6, 8 and 10. So one more thing I want to just tell you children, why we substitute 6 given number as 2m is equal to 6. Why we equate here only? Why not m square minus 1 is equal to 6? Now if you substitute here or you equate the value of m square minus 1 equal to 6, let us see what happens. So it will be m square is equal to, I transpose this 1 to the other side, minus 1 will become plus 1. So 6 plus 1, okay, which is m square is equal to 6 plus 1, 7. Now if you see here, 7 cannot be a square, right, of any number. That is, m square is equal to 7. Now when I have to find out the value of m, okay, this square will go to the other side. It will become under root. We have already studied this. So m is equal to under root 7, now which is not an integer value, right children? So here the value of m cannot be under root 7. Hence we will substitute it in 2m is equal to 6. Similarly you can check for m square plus 1 also. So like that we are now we always substitute 2m is equal to whichever the given number is there, out of the triplet, the one member. So let us see one more example children. Second one, the number is given, one member is given as 14. So let us first substitute 2m is equal to 14. So m will be equal to 7, right? Now second number will be m square minus 1 is equal to 7 square minus 1. Once we get the value of m, we are just going to substitute that value in m square minus 1 and m square plus 1 and find the second number and the third number. Because one number is already given to you, it will be always that. So m square minus 1 is equal to 7 square minus 1, which is equal to 49 minus 1 is equal to 48. So second number is 48. Now let us substitute the value of m in the next, that is m square minus plus 1. So which is equal to 7 square plus 1, that is 49 plus 1 is 50. Hence the Pythagorean triplets are 14, which was given to you already, comma 48 and 50. Right children? So this was the method how to find the Pythagorean triplet. One more we will see example so that the concept will be clear. So children, given number, whichever is member is given to you, we are equating that with equal to 2m. So first step is you will equate 2m is equal to given number, that is 16. And after doing this, find the value of m. Now if I transpose this 2 to the other side, it will be 16 upon 2, which is equal to 8. So therefore the second member, now once you get the value of m, you are just going to substitute that value of m in m square minus 1 and m square plus 1 and get the second number and the third number. So second number here will be m square minus 1, which is equal to 8 square minus 1 is equal to 64 minus 1 is equal to 63. Similarly, m square plus 1 will be equal to 8 square, where m square is value I am substituting m as 8, which we have already found. So 8 square plus 1 will be 64 plus 1, which is equal to 65. So hence we got our triplet. First number is always which you already have with you, 16. Second number is 63 and third number is 65. I hope today these two important topics you understood children. That is finding the square using the identity. So which identity we have used is a plus b whole square, which is nothing but equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. And second was the Pythagorean triplet. You have to just remember that 2m, m square plus 1 and m square minus 1 forms a Pythagorean triplet. So whichever member is given to you, First substitute, equate it with 2m, find the value of m, and then you have to substitute the value of m in other two numbers and find the value. So this was today's very important topic which we have covered. So today I will give you a home assignment. Try it, children, by your own. The concept will be more clear when you practice by yourself. So exercise 6.2, question number 1, 4th, 5th and 6th, which you are going to find using the identity, the square of the numbers. And question number 2, 4th one, which you are going to find the Pythagorean triplet. So that's it, children. We will stop over here today. Thank you.